On tonight's Celebrity Apprentice, Team Prima falls apart. It's season 15, episode 5. I'm going full Balmer, coming at you now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Can we sync? Are we good? Are we like the Clippers dance squad?
Are we that good? Welcome kids. Welcome to the after show for the new Celeb app on NBC. And we're here to talk about this double episode. Here we go. With them up high. Who's over here?
Yay! Woohoo! Wacky waving inflatable arm filling tube host, Christy Olson.
I was like, what's
Hit me up
happening?
at Christy Reports.
I'm Alison Dean. You can find me at the Alison Dean.
And you guys can find me over on Twitter at Grants__rants.
This is so festive.
I really do feel like we're at an event.
I love it. Go
We at the
Clippers.
club? Are we at the club?
Yes.
With the Clippers?
I still think we should have sang the Boy George song.
Would you like to?
No.
Yes, please
not,
feel free.
no. I wanted you to rap, and then I
I love it.
Next time.
Yes. Let's talk about
I wasn't
it.
fully prepared.
Let's talk about it. Staples Center. Everyone's getting ready for another task. George, at this point, Boy George moves over to Team Prima, and then Steve Ballmer comes on the scene. And I expect a little more energy out of him at the beginning because we know what this guy is made out of. But he's also, he's a pro, and he's, he doesn't need the energy. He's a billionaire 10 times over. But
he doesn't really need much.
no, yeah, he's pretty good
He's
either
covered.
way. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
But I
Those
will
500
say.
bill.
I thought that Steve was really into this and being on TV and having his team be highlighted on Celebrity Apprentice. So I kind of like that. He was really playing the game and into it.
Yes.
And it was nice to see.
Yes.
Yes. I feel like some of this stuff was kind of, I don't want to say half-assed, but, I like to see people get excited. It was cool to see Warren Buffett, now I want to, it was cool to see another billionaire.
That was good. Yeah, the Warren Buffett thing, that was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
But I like to see people excited. I mean, your company and your team is on the show. Let's kind of I feel like this show doesn't have a lot of momentum, and it's kind of driving me crazy because I hate to see shows kind of go into the yesteryear. I like to see it stay relevant, and that's what I was so excited about when they moved the show, when they moved it to Los Angeles. I said, okay, there's now all these locations, everything is new. They can highlight local companies, they can highlight large scale companies, go to all different parts. This is such a big city, and I want that fresh energy, but it just seems like we're just buzzing through it.
Yeah, well, no, and I get what you say about this one kind of bringing the passion, and with the candy too, and Warren Buffett, it's it makes it feel less manufactured and less produced. If it's like a genuine boss who really wanted these celebrities to help him with his task or his company.
Right. Let's talk about the high energy presentation that is expected from both teams. They're supposed to be highlighting Clippers Nation and really pushing that fan base, getting people excited, creating a signature T-shirt in which they will be judged. So they're going to be judged on 3 things: creativity of presentation, exciting T-shirt design, and the getting fans on their feet / excitement of it all.
Right.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, so Team Prima has Lisa, makes sense. 4-time Olympian basketball player, very appropriate that she would be on there. And then Carson's doing T-shirt design on this team. And Boy George is, of course, figuring out the song.
Of course.
Yes.
That's what he does on the Celebrity
Yes.
Apprentice.
And
And they didn't say,
choreography.
And in life.
they didn't say they needed a song, so that was a plus.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
good on their creativity.
Yeah, I think he's pinpointed that that's what he can bring to the task.
Well, Lisa wanted to bring something to the task. Her rap skills, that was kind of a surprise.
I loved that. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I thought it was part of us seeing a different Lisa Leslie overall.
Yeah.
Really, the fact that she was into this as well. This is her thing. She
Yeah.
was excited about it, and that she wanted to do this rap. She wanted to. This wasn't oh,
Yeah.
okay, guys, if you insist. She was like, I'm going to rap because this is about doing something new.
Yeah, even
Props for that.
Carson tried to get in on it too. At a little moment. So Boy George is singing, and they had so much fun with this. You could tell that they were just vibing, and he wanted that soul sound, which I thought was a great addition.
Great addition.
Why not? I mean, he's got plenty of people at his beck and call throughout the city. I like when they pull people on. I feel like we saw a lot of that in the old Celebrity Apprentice, where people would bring on a friend or former contestant would come on, and they would make an appearance or do something. So I like when there's some crossover, especially especially, using their celebrity.
Right. We didn't see a whole lot of that. No.
No, not this season. Yeah.
No.
So they added a personal touch with each thing with that T-shirt too, with
That was
their
smart.
stars. Yes, they made it like what's the word I'm thinking of? They made it unique and like special.
Yeah.
Right. This was supposed to be something that was commemorative, that,
Thank
that
you.
fans would be willing to pay a little more for, or that would really be special. It'd be more than just another Clippers shirt you went to the Clipper store and bought.
I mean, it's funny too that they didn't even on Team Arte. Like, they could have just even autographed the back of the shirt, like in that empty space or something. Like, just use your
Yeah.
Great
signatures.
idea.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do something. Like, if you're only going to use the logo everywhere, then how are you going to elevate this to make it commemorative? So, yes, for
Right.
sure, Prima, that was a smart thing. Just,
Yeah, I mean, don't like high school volleyball teams have like or like
Autograph shirts.
Yeah, like alumni, like people.
Come
you know,
and get them,
Like
guys!
I went to this elementary school and like here's my signature and I was like 8. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, yeah, I mean, why not? At least something.
It's like something small and easy and not even that.
true. Yeah. Well.
And you think
they
by
don't grow
now
with
they
that.
would know they got to use their celebrity.
Yeah.
They've kind of, yeah, I agree with you. At this point, it's sort of like, here's the thing, maybe for some celebrities, it's almost like this barrier of entry for them where they're like, no, but I just want to I want to just be a normal person. Like, I don't want to be the celebrity. And so I feel like maybe there's that going on, this mental...
Like, no, I'm really a worker. I'm really
Yeah.
the creative head of the Clippers.
I'm just a mom and just a
See,
a woman.
I'm coming from.
I don't know.
It's funny. I'm coming from like the housewives world where they'll be like, "No, I'm a celebrity. I'm gonna put my name all over this."
Slightly, different.
Yeah, perhaps there are more humble folks. The higher you go up,
I don't know.
They could have put the names of the Beverly Hills housewives on the back of the shirt.
There you go. They would love it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Patrick, we'll just say, came by, and he was really shocked that they weren't using Lisa with playing with the ball or making any shots or anything like that. And he thought they really should have integrated her into this a little bit more. Their defense for that was that they didn't want, like, they're trying to do a full, get everyone on their feet. Like, they didn't want to take time out of, like, I think they had like a minute and a half for her to, like, shoot.
Yeah, like that. I was very much on her side and Team Prima side overall when they were talking about that in the boardroom, because the reality is, if you're being asked to do a lot of things, and they had so many people on the court during their performance. What is she gonna do? She's gonna like throw the ball to certain people and hope they catch it? Like, these are
Right.
not people that are familiar with a basketball. And I mean, even if she was dribbling, like, really, do people give a shit, about her
I know.
dribbling a basketball
Yeah.
or I mean, she's Lisa Leslie. That should be enough. Lisa Leslie in the Staples Center, the Lisa Leslie.
Right.
And then, not only that, she's rapping for everyone.
Yeah.
So you don't even, you get Lisa Leslie, famous
Right.
basketball player, doing something that she's totally not used to doing, which I thought was so brave and lovely, and
Yeah. What made sense to me about her argument was she was saying, what if I miss that shot? I mean, you're
True.
going to deflate all the energy out of the room. And in a basketball game setting, you can miss the shot because it's a game and that's the whole point. Are you going to make it? In this setting, there would not have been any missing the shot. However, it occurred to me a little bit later when they were talking about this in the boardroom that when they were highlighting, the other guys don't know how to play. Like, what am I going to do? Play? Well, she could have used that. Like, let's say she did miss the shot. Well, then Carson fumbles it, tries to grab it, and fumbles, falls on the floor, hands it back to her, she makes the next one. I mean, there could have been a way, I think, to get around that, even though I understood why she didn't want to take that chance.
I just think for everyone to get on their feet, though, like, if we're talking about getting audience participation happening, if we're focusing on her, like, making a 3-point shot or something, it just,
True, yeah.
I don't know. It just would have, like, I don't know where the audience participation is on that. But if you're trying to get people to sing a song with you,
Good point.
Yeah.
more opportunities for audience participation.
Right, yeah.
Right. Because it's not really a celebration if Lisa Leslie makes a basketball shot.
True,
She's done that
yeah.
lots of times.
We're like, we've seen it.
Yeah.
Right? Go you, Lisa Leslie.
Yeah, because then they could have said, "Oh, you made it about yourself and not about the Clipper Nation." They could have.
That's what
They could have switched it up.
I wish she would have said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that Steve Ballmer was like so adamant, like, Lisa Leslie's in the building and we don't get any Lisa Leslie playing basketball, and I'm like, well, hire her for the Clippers then. I don't know what to
Yeah,
tell
I know.
you.
What do you
Like,
want?
Pay her
I
an
know.
appearance
Yeah.
fee and have her at the next game.
right.
There you go.
Right.
Yep. Well, the performance we
She'll
we
rap
talked
the
about
national
it.
anthem.
Yes!
Well, what did you think of the performance on their side? I thought that it went really well. I noticed that Steve actually got on his feet for this one, where he didn't stand for the first one.
So this to me was an actual performance. So I thought in terms of all the creativity, they definitely pooled the ideas together, and this one to me was a show. It was a show. There was, I mean, look, we have gospel singers. It's a show. On the other side, you know, I understand the whole chanting thing, but to me, it was not a show.
Yeah.
It was just more. I mean, they gave it a go. I mean, there was 4 of them. They gave it a go for sure, but I don't know. It did lack the creativity. So when they brought that up in the boardroom, I was like, yeah, you're right. It did.
Right. I think where they went wrong was I got Matt Iceman's whole thing about. He was essentially what's that? Giving praise as he was essentially flattering Steve Ballmer by using this phrase and kind of making it its own. And I thought Steve was going to love it. But when he didn't, initially when he came to visit them and he wasn't feeling it, I think that's when they should have known that this wasn't going to come across to a stadium full of people either.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the egos, they don't pivot. It's like, we've noticed this when anyone comes in and is like, so what are you doing? And they're like, ooh. Anytime there's been sort of feedback of like, do you think that that's really what you should do? They're still like, yep.
Yeah, we saw that a lot, especially tonight.
Yeah. You're right. With both of them. Yeah, for sure.
I agree. There's nothing like an ego of a celebrity.
And Matt Iceman was the sort of the star again in the speaking role and getting everybody hyped up, but it fell a little flat this time.
Yeah, well, Brooke had to coordinate the dancers, and she did and Layla was responsible for the T-shirt, but that's not true. No, it was Brooke that did the T-shirt.
Brooke was in charge of the T-shirt, sort of, but it seemed like at the end of the day, Ricky was ultimately approving whatever she did. Yeah.
He had the final say as the project manager.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wasn't crazy about the chanting. To me, that could have went either way. They should have known when they spoke to him that it wasn't going to happen. The T-shirt design that they had was a black T-shirt with the team logo on the back. We talked about how they show the signatures, but yeah, nothing about it said commemorative or anything.
Right.
It was a cool design.
Right.
It was cute. I mean, like, wear it.
I think in the world of the Clippers, if they were to use that shirt actually as a commemorative shirt, it would need to like have some year on it, or something would need to be very special to make it that. But literally, the shirt was.
It looked like anything that you could find at a Foot Locker for any team.
Yeah, absolutely.
For any team. And the thing, too, about Clippers is Clippers are LA. If you look at the gear that they do sell, it doesn't look like, it's not the same stuff you're going to get from a basketball team in Middle America, because that's not what people buy. They do have schnazzy logos and things that look a little different, and it's a little fancier, and it's a little more Hollywood. Right. And the team should have kept that in mind.
Yeah. Well, Brooke did cover her ass and said, it's too plain,
so good
and
at that.
we need to do something. She's like, at least she was like, are we doing enough? And they were all, didn't really answer. I mean, Ricky didn't. I even forgot he was the project manager, really. I mean, I don't know.
He didn't speak as a product manager to me. Like, I wasn't getting product manager vibes.
Definitely.
And he wasn't there when she was kind of second guessing the back of the shirt either. I wonder if she would have really taken that to him and said, hey, you know what? This is lost space. This is something that when we get in the boardroom, they're going to say, what the heck is up with the back of that T-shirt?
Yep. Well, the performance happened. We talked about it. They also pointed out, though, that the cheering didn't last very long, and it fell flat pretty early on. So that's the worst case scenario.
And their T-shirts were like bound in tape, which was weird too. That was odd.
Yeah, and I get, if that's how you got them, and we're supposed to hand them out. But again, unwrap. This would have been easy. Unwrap it before you hand it to the Arnold.
Yeah, that's true. At least Carson presented it, and they talked about that. Why not?
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, the other team said that, they wanted the execs to feel like they were part of the audience, so they treated them like they treat everybody else.
No.
But
I'm like, and no.
Yeah, but everyone knows that at a basketball game, there's you've got your cheap seats and you've got your VIP seats, your floor seats, you've got courtside seats, you've got your yard line seats. There is specific hierarchy.
All seats are not the same price.
Yes, and there's a certain
that.
And they come with certain perks too. They come with different things, especially courtside seats in basketball. So. Yeah.
Hello, courtside. You can see the LA Clippers dance squad.
Yes.
Which we had a reality show around this time when they would have been shooting this. Actually, I did see Hannah and Savannah and Blair and all the girls. So if you kept an eye out, you're not going to see them on TV again in a season 2. So that was your chance. They're very nice young ladies, and they did a great job as part of the presentation.
Yeah. I mean, they totally added to. Yeah, definitely, totally added. So let's talk a little about the boardroom. We've been talking a little bit about the feedback. So Elisa, I don't want to get there too fast because we'll get to the second part. But Steve said that the overall performance that was on Team Arte was goofy and not super creative. These was his initial analysis of the whole thing, and he really felt they ripped off his line from that Microsoft
they did.
video. Yeah,
They did.
I'm so shocked that he didn't see that as an homage. You know, that he didn't appreciate that he did that research and that they were trying to use his image and his, because he seems like Balmer seems like a visible guy, like he wants to be out there representing the team. So I understand how Matt would have thought that would have been a home run, but again, they should have changed it when he told them basically that it wasn't going to be.
So was Matt the one that had the idea for when they did the Seas Candy to like do research on?
That was Chael.
Oh,
Chael had read all Warren's books, remember, and
Oh, so he did. Okay. I was like,
He
maybe
was the
this
one
is
that
Matt's
went,
thing.
yeah,
Okay.
he went to Wisconsin or wherever they went. Where is he based? Oh, somewhere in the
somewhere in the
Midwest.
South, I think.
Oh, so yeah, I don't know.
I think that from Steve's
Omaha.
perspective, I think it's just one of those things where, in terms of if you're talking about creativity perhaps in his mind is not mimicking something that he's already said. He wants to see
True.
something new.
Original,
And so I
yeah.
think he wanted, because look, Matt might have thought, hey, that's really creative of us. We're gonna utilize his inspiration and we're gonna do some fun stuff with it.
Yeah.
But in Steve's eyes, this is why the word creative is very different for people think creative things are all different.
That's true.
Steve did not think this
Yes.
was very creative.
I mean, he kind of went in on them. He said that they didn't beg for the crowd, and he thought it fell flat, and he was like not too impressed by that performance. So I like someone that has an opinion and says it like it is. So I appreciated that.
Is that how you get $500 billion? Do I just have to be
I
more
know.
opinionated? Because I can do that.
Yes, I know. Tell me where to go. Carson was very unimpressed, unapologetically, after looking at Team Arte's T-shirt.
Well, I mean, I think he knew. Carson is a design guy, right? So
Yeah.
he knows when something is not creative, right? And
Yeah.
so I thought he had every right to say, yeah, ours is definitely more creative.
Yeah, no,
Ours
I
is more
respected
special,
that.
yeah.
I mean, right, why not? I was very curious to see what he was going to say. That's why I made a special note. 'Cause
Yeah.
like, he would be the guy, like you said.
Yeah.
So,
Were you expecting him to really go in on the show?
I can only hope. I'm waiting for someone to go in, but we saw a little bit of Layla, which we'll get to in a moment, which I thought was a good moment. But here's how everything broke down. Steve said that the T-shirt Team Prima won. They liked Carson's design. And then the crowd participation went to kind of as a bone to
I think so
Arte.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
So that we would know who the winner was.
Right. And then the overall creativity went to Prima. So in the end, Lisa did win. So that was good. Lisa got $75,000 to the Semper Fi charity. Good charity. They're all good, so good for her. And I was glad to see her win. You win some and you lose some.
You know what they should have done too for more
Coming up?
for more audience participation? They could have had the audience chanting like one side chanting
And
Clipper
they had
Nation,
talked about doing
Clipper
that.
Nation, Clipper. I don't know. They could have done that somehow.
Yeah.
They
like
had
that
talked
would have
about
been fun.
having each section say each word, remember? Like, we love this team. They had
but
talked
that
about
was that was Arte, right?
Oh, the other ones. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Got you.
Yeah. In the sense of just like one upping. If they
Yeah.
really needed to one up, because they really didn't, because they clearly won. But anyway.
Yeah. I just kept thinking about the people from the opposing team that were like, I don't care about Clipper Nation. The people that had to chant all this stuff and get so
Yeah.
excited. Because that's probably like, what is it?
5 people?
Yeah. I know, not that many. Definitely less than half.
Who are they playing?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still.
if it was a Clippers-Lakers game, it would probably be about half and half.
Crushing.
That would be interesting.
But
Especially
that
ever
was
happened?
another reason why I thought.
happened?
Well, they play each other all the time. Don't
Do they really? I have no
think they
idea.
do.
I'm
At
so
least
not
in
the
the playoffs,
basketball
Are they in
girl.
the same division?
I'd be
I
a
assume.
terrible.
Yeah.
Sports
I think they do
caster.
like at the end.
Oh, at the yeah. I wouldn't
At
be
the
surprised.
end, they finally do.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
That'd be such an interesting game to go to.
Yeah, it would be.
You have to wear
pretty
like
sure
a
it's
split
hard to get
t-shirt.
tickets.
You have to wear a split T-shirt like Clipper Lakers. I don't know, like
Clippers Nation.
Well,
Clippers. I don't know. What would you? I don't know. Anyway, go on.
Well, in the boardroom, Ricky said that Layla was a weak link on the team because she was under the weather and she wasn't
That's a cop-out, right?
performing as much as she could have.
I liked when she like stood up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for the first little while, it seemed like they were going in on her, and she just sat there with a blank expression on her face. And I thought, girl, are you trying to do this on purpose? Thought this was maybe another, he's trying to get eliminated.
I thought so. I thought she was like, all right, we've done it now. We're like all these episodes in. Like I'm here.
I want to go home to my kids or whatever it is.
Yeah. But no, she ended up speaking up. I mean, Arnold really kind of got to her in a way, I think. And, they said, where's the fire? Like, you could have grabbed the microphone and done more. But she said, I was on the other side of the court, working the other side. My back was to you guys, but I was still working really hard. And, she said that she knew that she never said she couldn't handle taking over the microphone. Because there was all this back and forth. Like, oh, you said you couldn't handle it vocally or whatever.
She didn't like that. She's like, what? Where was I for that part?
Right, but I specifically remember when they were discussing the task, she and Brooke were saying like, oh yeah, no, you'd be terrible on the mic. You'd be coughing and this and that. Like that was definitely a conversation where Layla was like, no, I should not be on the mic.
Right. If I'm too hoarse and I'm choking.
Yeah.
Not cute.
Not cute at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, despite Patrick, Steve, and Arnold letting Brooke know they didn't like the T-shirt, she had to let them know that she still thought it was a good design and that she shouldn't be fired because of it.
I mean, this was like hey, I'm a woman. Do you want to know which one a woman would like? Which one a woman would wear? Here you go. She didn't care. I think she was basically like, oh, well, who knows more about fashion, boys?
I guess. Yeah, she didn't take really responsibility for any of it. She just said, hey, the project manager said it was good, so we just did
She's
it.
so good at flying under the radar and covering her cute little tight tushy and
Yes.
it's like all that stuff.
Go TV hosts, right?
Yes, team TV hosts.
Team TV hosts. They know what's going on. They just do. Lisa Gibbons. Okay, go on.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful to see her.
I know, right?
Yeah. Steve.
Well, just in the sense of because she won. I was like,
Yes,
this could be
yes.
another season of a TV
Yes.
host winning.
Yes.
Right?
True.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Steve thinks that Layla's body language was super negative, so that was another slam on their side. And now they point out that Ricky has lost twice now, both his positions as project manager, and Layla says that they should fire Ricky in this case.
So does Brooke.
Schwarzenegger says that he needs. I hate when men tell women, "I need more energy from you. I need you to be smiling." Like that's like
It's like,
ugh.
ew.
Does that come across to you as like degrading or like?
It's just not appropriate. It's like isn't this a business show? Like you can be interested in other ways than sitting there like Susie Homemaker. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, okay.
I like that.
I'm with you, Grant.
Yeah, so Layla says that she won her task despite all the losses when she was on Team Prima. So she's in the game, she worked hard, she pointed out her win, and I like that because Arnold is taking note of how many times they're in there, wins, losses. He really is.
Well, I don't think he is. I think he's got like notes and like they're like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, by the way, Arnold.
Well, the first several boardrooms, they didn't even mention it, and we didn't think that they
Right.
would, seeing as that
Yes.
was a running theme in past seasons.
We're getting down to the
I don't know.
nitty gritty.
I feel like towards the end it was, but I don't feel like President Trump let people know. Let people know that I don't think he threw the people's records in their face that much. I don't really recall until the end.
Until later, you're right.
Yeah, when he was like, "Oh, you've won this much money, and this is very close." Like it was like the top 3. Whenever they decided to finally just
When the
cap
dollars started
episodes.
really racking up, and he wanted to say like,
Yeah.
"Well, you've raised $500,000 million." So
Yeah, I like your impression of the Donald.
I have a wig at home.
Oh,
Really? Oh, I like it.
for the finale, people.
Yes.
Okay.
So Brooke let everyone know that she is a fighter, and that changed the Arnold's opinion. on
And
her.
his opinion can literally change in those few minutes. We've learned this about him, how he's going in thinking one thing, and suddenly it's like, oh, really? That's what you're like. Okay.
Ricky tried it though. Did you catch it when he said both these two, Brooke and Layla, they're not going to take risks because that's like the key word that Arnold loves to hear.
The buzzword.
But he
He
said
did
it like
try.
kind of flat though. He's like, they don't like to take risks, and you're like,
Yeah, it wasn't with a
it
fighting
wasn't
spirit.
emphatic enough.
Yeah,
I needed more like.
I agree.
They don't need to. Yeah. I needed like the.
Ever since Ricky has revealed his love of the Mary Jane, I just see that in his eyes all the time.
Of course.
And now it's coming across as like a lack of energy and a inability to really
care.
yes.
Yeah. That's what I get. That's what I get.
And not that
like,
there's anything wrong
yeah.
with that, but I think if you're on Celebrity Apprentice, you want to, have a little chutzpah.
If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah, drink instead. Whatever you got to do.
I was feeling in that instant that the women were definitely like, Ricky's leaving.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like
Like they wanted him to, or they just
You
knew,
know,
or they worked together.
I feel
they
like
were in cahoots.
Well, in the sense of the minute that like Brooke was complimenting Layla, or just at least when as soon as she advocated for Layla was like, okay, we got this.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what went down. Layla was like, okay, and Ricky's going home because I'm gonna fight.
Yeah. Well, that's
Now that you say it, like when she knew Brooke was behind her,
Yeah,
too,
yeah, yeah, she
then
knew.
she was like, okay, let's do this.
Well, goodbye, Ricky. And
Bye,
all
Ricky.
that. Yeah, we're done with that. This is a very long task. I mean, my God.
That was long, actually.
A
I
lot
felt
to
it too.
discuss. Yeah, so now we're right into the second one here. Just going right along. We're at Gold's Gym on Muscle Beach, and that is a very special place to Arnold, as he let us know.
And as
And
Gold's
to
Gym.
Carson.
Gold's Gym.
Yeah, we're into Carson. Different reasons, but they're there to look at the same thing. Just in a different way. So they have to sell this gym equipment over on QVC, which I don't think we've ever seen a tie-in with QVC on this show, like a TV sales show. Have we seen anything like that, before?
Not to my recollection, but it just seems so obvious.
Yeah, I
doesn't
liked it. I liked it a lot. And they had Lisa, of course, the winner, and friend of the show.
Yes. Go back and watch that. It's from February of 2015.
15, yeah.
We had her in studio, and she was fabulous.
Yeah, she really
Man, I wish I was there.
a true class act. Love her. I mean, it was good to see her, and she really participated. I will give her a lot of props. She really was involved in this task, and before it happened, and after, and during, giving her analytical point of view. You know, what a great resource to have for selling on television.
Right, and that's what we loved about her when she was a contestant, is that she can play the game without being crass, without pulling any Chael Sonnen kind of stuff. She can even, there were many points where she said, hey, I don't think that's the right way to go, or, you know, they really made a mistake here. But she's so diplomatic and holds herself in such esteem, I think, that nothing she says ever comes across as really that negative or
As a good
really
TV
that
host
insulting.
would.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Such a good TV
Yeah,
host.
she's a really
Hostess.
great role model for,
She is,
for
she's good.
girls, too. I love her.
She's so poised.
Yes.
Her voice is so iconic now, too. It's like, you're like, oh,
Right.
that's Lisa.
So they had to pick a price, create a pitch.
Okay, here's where I'm like, no. Okay, so when they said pick a price, I'm like, not a chance. I literally was like, they probably had 3 options of approved prices.
True.
Because they're not, if they're really
how does
selling
this
this
all
on
work?
QVC, no. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'll let that go for $49.99.
Yeah,
They're like,
it has a SKU, it has a suggested price, it has a
Yeah.
value.
here's where
Yeah.
here's your range that you can play in.
I
I'm
think
sure they
that's
did that.
so true. I bet that there was 3 prices, or like a range like you mentioned, and there was like a low where you could get fired for selling it for too cheap and not valuing the product. Middle, which is safe, but then making that leap to the more expensive, which was the strategy of Brooke's team is to like sell more and for a lot.
I
And it
kind of
worked.
questioned the legitimacy of this task altogether.
Oh, yes.
Because
Oh,
did that really air live? I mean, if anyone out there saw this really air live on QVC, please tweet me at Christy Reports
Oh,
and let me know.
yes.
Because really,
Yeah.
that would have spoiled who's still on the show and at what point, what the task is. I mean, it really would have been giving too much away. We don't see, they make all kinds of commercials and stuff, and we never see those things. I'm wondering if this was maybe valued customers could call in and hear something, or maybe it was streamed live on the website, or there was something else to this
Yeah.
where they didn't just go and do 2 fitness segments that were only a minute 30 back to back live on TV. Like, this did
Yeah.
not go down in the way we saw it, I'm
Right.
sure.
Because they sell units a lot faster than that in the
And
time
a
that
lot
they're on.
more
Yes.
units than what they
Yeah.
sold, especially
Yes.
for being celebrities on this
Right,
channel.
yeah. So, I like it. You're doing we're investigating
We're
here.
suspicious.
Yes. So pick a price. All right, sure. Create a pitch, and then you have 8 minutes to sell it over on the beach. You can win up to $50,000.
Was it 8 minutes?
That's what they said.
Was it 8 minutes?
Oh, was it 8?
No,
Oh,
no,
a
I
minute and
feel
a
like
half
they-
was the other thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
I feel like they said 8, but they didn't give us 8, right? We weren't watching
Oh,
each
yeah.
one for
We
8
weren't
minutes.
watching,
Yeah,
no, we
they
just
gave
saw
us like
clips.
3, maybe.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the most, yeah. So on Team Arte, Layla has no QVC experience. I think she should have just stepped up and just taken the reins to show, look, I respect the
Agreed.
fact that you kept me here. Like, you know, we can still do exactly what we did, just with me as the PM. You know, just to show her that just show everyone that she's still in it to win it.
Well, I feel like she kind of wanted to be, but then when Brooke was advocating for herself, she was kind of like, okay.
Oh, it's like, Brooke Burke's going to finally step up. Let's let her do it.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, well, Brooke does have experience with selling and on QVC and fitness sales. So, not the worst choice, but she still could have had that. She could have led the telecast, and not had been the project manager and still done just as well. So,
I like that idea.
Yeah. So these products, first of all, I don't know who's making these products, but I wasn't too into any of them.
I love it. I love it.
No, I mean, they go and they say, here, pick one. And it's like these little things on the ground. It's like the Total Gyms and all that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I would have chosen, but I certainly would not have made the decision to choose something that was not available.
Is there any more obvious choice than the trampoline thingy? Hello?
Because that looks
that
fun.
would have been so much fun. Yes.
Yeah.
But who
Televised.
doesn't love that?
People
I
like
thought for
bouncing.
sure they were going to fight over that. Yeah, it's just such a good visual.
And that one was in stock.
I believe it was.
That one and the
Yeah.
Total Gym were in stock. But notice how the whole not being in stock thing was completely not even mentioned. In the sense of Lisa mentioned it, I want to say, in the boardroom just for that moment of like, how did you decide that it's not in stock? But it really wasn't. It wasn't an issue, obviously.
Well, it wasn't an
Apparently.
issue for one of the teams. Carson asked immediately. That
No,
was
no,
one of
right,
his
right,
first
right, yeah.
questions. Yeah, but for the other team, it was like, even after it was brought to Brooke, like, she didn't care. Like,
Right.
how can you not realize that that's going to be a huge selling point?
But it was not like it wasn't a selling point. Like clearly people were still like,
It didn't
Buy,
affect
buy, buy, buy,
sales.
buy, buy, buy.
Weird, yeah.
yeah.
Well, what else could we say? Matt was producing there. Lisa, like you said, did come in and was concerned about that date, but they again, like you said with the last task, they just kind of looked at it and were like, "Okay, we're not going to do anything about
what
it."
do you know? Former winner of the Celebrity Apprentice.
Bring in billions
Why
of
should we
dollars
listen
on
to
television
you?
over the years. Yes. So yeah, that's that. So they all have to wait a month if they want to buy that board or that slide thing. I've used things like that in the past where you can you slide out and then you do like a push up and then you slide back in. Like those are a lot of work, but I don't know, to put on like booties and go back and forth on that thing. I don't know, like stuff like that. It requires certain corrective watching and all that. I'm not a huge advocate for at-home fitness stuff.
Okay, so I think in the sense of, I understood why Brooke chose it just because of the movement that was happening on it. So I understood it looks good, right? You look kind of like you're having fun. You're sliding around. Like, it looks fun. And whereas like the Total Gym thing was like, okay, I don't know, this is
That
not
would've
that
been my
it's,
last
it's,
choice.
it's less interesting to watch, right?
So,
It's not
yeah.
interesting. It's small and but they didn't really even they didn't talk enough about it, or at least we didn't see them talking about the fact that very lightweight, you can travel with it, throw it in your suitcase, you can totally have a workout when you're traveling, and blah, 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 blah. Like they didn't mention any of I think the bigger highlights of why this is such a great $99 and 99 cent thing,
Yeah.
And that's why I think the trampoline would have been better, because at least it's more move. People like to see movement and fun stuff happening, and I don't know. It just, especially when we're trying to sell things, it didn't look like Carson's side was having fun with it, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't. Whereas on Brooke's side, you could tell with Layla doing it and the people doing it,
Yeah.
sliding around. It's
Right
kind
away.
of dance. I mean, you could tell
Yeah.
that it's just more engaging. It's more cool
Yes.
looking,
Yeah.
even though it's, I don't know, I wouldn't buy it, but when I
But
bought
Not
if you
interested.
did, you'd look cool doing it, and you know that.
there you go. Right. Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah, I love that Brooke she did do a good job, and she jumped right on it right away and knew what she was doing, and everything that Matt was telling her, she worked in seamlessly.
Back down there, Brooke. Get back down there. Do the ab thing. Get your butt back in the air. It was so funny. I was like, Matt has a super
He's
crush on
so
her.
in love
Yeah,
with her.
he loves her.
It is
He
so
does.
cute. Everything he says about her is just so complimentary and so
Good
sweet.
catch.
And now that I'm thinking about what kind of a cat her husband was, oh no, they got kids. All right, never
Yeah,
mind.
oh, they do.
I'll stop myself
Yeah.
before I say something inappropriate.
Yeah.
But hey, I see you, Matt. You seem like a nice guy.
We
Yeah.
both see you, Matt Eisman.
He appreciates her, exactly.
That's a
he
good way of putting
really
it.
appreciates her. Yes.
Yes.
Team Brooke Burke.
So of course there's drama, the calls are slowing down and all of that, and so Lisa was a little confused at some point within the 8 minutes. She's like, well, where's Layla? Why isn't she coming on? And then as soon as she came on, Layla really did take over. She showed that she is an asset, and I think she did a phenomenal job with what she had, which was probably only 2.5 minutes, but it helped the numbers and all of that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and it makes sense really to have, again, yes, you want to see your Brooke Burke there, and she's doing the talking, and she's great at that. But you need this athlete mom that people do identify immediately to kind of show people, like, no, this is something that actually works too. It's not just Brooke and her cute behind that was already cute hopping on it for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, if Layla Ali says that this is something that is healthy and a good workout, then you can bet that it is.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, I don't know anyone that would be more competitive with someone like Layla, yet an Olympian would be. And so I was like, yeah.
I
So
believe
I'm
you're
like,
onto something there, Grant.
Well, yes. Big mistake. But I was like, because I was thinking, I was like, because I was watching her and I was like, yeah, I actually have all these people, like, considering, like, Sans Boy George and all that. Like, she actually, like, I would, like, really like to see her use the product. Really. I would take her seriously. And then
She would also look really good doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not out there hawking a million products all the time. Like, I know I see a Brooke Burke on TV all the time doing all different kinds of commercials and stuff. So that's another thing where if you see Layla Ali putting her face behind a product, you know that it must be okay.
Right. Well, I thought they did a good job. Team Prima, Carson, he was selected because he had sold on QVC as well. We're going back to, like, the announcement of the task. And Carson, you mentioned asking about the shipping. Oh, one other thing, I just want to jump back because I was hoping that they would address over on Team Arte the selling and the delay of the month. I wanted to see how they were going to spin that, and we didn't see it go down on
Not a
air.
thing.
They didn't
Not a
mention
thing.
it.
Not a thing.
I wanted to see
Which
how
is
they
a
were gonna
strategy in
handle it.
itself.
Yeah.
You know, just to not mention it.
They weren't highlighting it. They did not want to highlight. They were just like, here's what you can buy it for. Layla Ali has it. You should have it too.
And someday
you might
will.
need to wait for it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to tell you.
You haven't worked out in years anyway. You can wait 4 more weeks. You know you're not going to
Here.
use it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger only views you as having cottage cheese thighs anyway, so
I was like, oh.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, Arnold.
Yeah.
Yes. So they picked that double flex. We don't like that. Boy George, though, has the story of losing a lot of weight. The image to go along with it.
That's him holding his photo. This is before and after.
Yeah. And apparently he has a really relatable story, but there just wasn't enough of it to tell.
No.
No, and relatable to who? Someone who wants to lose weight? Yes. Someone who wants to lose weight by using this product? No.
Yeah.
That was a huge disconnect for me. I thought, and you can't lie. I mean, that just using his story in general didn't seem like the best idea.
And who
Love
knows?
him.
We didn't get a lot of his time up there because I don't think we saw all of it. But if he didn't say something to the effect of, I was doing specific activities a few times a day for this long, and this is exactly the kind of thing that would serve anybody that's overweight or wanting to lose weight. This is something that's really easy. You can travel with it. Like, I'm on the road all the time. I can take this with me. It's great maintenance for me, too. I mean, there's so many ways he could have wove it in, and it just was like, I don't know, he didn't highlight it enough either.
When I first started, it was difficult. There were all these big machines I didn't know how to use. This is so easy. It'll come to your door. I mean, you're right. There's so many things that he could have used to relate it.
Right,
Yeah.
Well, Lisa and Lisa both agreed at separate points that she should not have been in the truck and she should have been. So this was voiced.
Why did anybody have to be in the truck? I was kind of like,
That's a great question.
I think that they all should have been like, okay, who's one of the PAs back here? Okay, I want you to talk into this mic and let us know what's going on.
Because I think essentially that could have made a big difference in the task had it been done correctly, or if that person was in the position to really actually have control over anything.
Because even Matt Eisman in the truck too, this is the host of American Ninja Warrior. He is on the ground with crazy, literally, they're out of their mind athletes because the stuff that they do, you're like, never in my life.
Yeah.
It's he's a great person to have on stage too. He could have certainly been a great, and for the male perspective, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, the whole anybody in the truck thing, I didn't think that was useful for the task.
I think maybe they thought it created potential for train wreck. If the
Yes.
person in the boat was bumbling and I don't know, I can't see the chart, or telling them, now you need to do more of that now, or confusing them.
Yeah.
They really could have messed things up more so
Right.
than they ever could have helped anything. So maybe that was the hope.
I just thought it was lame.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was watching what they're doing because I've worked on boards and stuff all through college, and I was like, what are they making them do? And they're just really watching calls
things.
and
Yeah.
engagement.
Yeah.
So they're not taking shots.
Calls.
They're not calling shots. They're not engaging so-and-so on the line or take this shot, or here, oh, you only have like 40 seconds left. Like we didn't see any of that.
Nothing.
So like, yeah, it's really like a lame spot to be in. But anyway, so Carson explained the product from the get-go that Lisa liked, and he, I really could understand what it was by his brief and thorough explanation with the whole testimonial, but also with the explanation of resistance.
Right.
So I was like, all right, yeah. So, but the phone activity wasn't very good, and you couldn't even see between the
Phone
two.
activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I love
whatever.
Carson. I think he's. I loved. I mean, everything Carson did, I loved.
He's
but
been the strongest player thus far, we've thought.
Oh man, Carson.
He's the one that anytime someone brings up this show, they say, I think Carson's going to take it all.
Yeah.
Every time. I mean, really.
Oi.
Yeah, well, as soon as the boardroom started, Lisa and Patrick were already on top of Carson. As why didn't you use Lisa? Like that was ridiculous. They had Liv being on hand, and you didn't utilize her, and so that all blows up from there. And we'll get into that. But anyway, they compared her to using Layla, like we mentioned, and then Carson defends his QVC record, which is very good. So to him, it made sense that he did that.
Because he sometimes feels like a lady, so he's like, why not, right?
Yes.
Well, and it almost seemed like they were implying that this was an ego-driven move by him, that he wanted to be
Front and
the
center.
speaker in front and center. But I really think if he would have thought it was best for the task for him to be in the truck, that's what he would have done.
Right. At this point in the episode, I really thought that Brooke's team wasn't going to win with that slide board. So
You weren't even considering at that point. You were like, Carson's totally safe.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're totally fine.
Yeah, I just did it because I was like, who's going to buy and all that stuff, this delay, and I didn't think it was that wonderful. But she did defend the product selection in saying such that she wanted to represent something she was passionate about. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have to have an answer, so I guess,
Right.
but it's just such a pageant answer. We chose this because we
TV
thought it
host. Oh
would
my
be
God.
so.
It's just like when someone gets fired or cut from any reality show and they go, thank you for the opportunity. I freaking hate that.
They've all said that.
I hate that.
Yeah, most of them have said this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say something more original.
Yeah, we might have picked something that we really practically believed in, and we're like, all right, I guess. Just made the wrong. She probably didn't realize the shipping and was like, oh crap, we can't change this.
Right.
So we gotta roll with it. But I'm not gonna admit that I made a mistake. That's probably what happened.
That's right. Team No Sell.
Yes. So Team Prima, they sold 88 units, $8,798, and then Arte, of course, sold 156 units. Shocking to me, $17,150, and Brooke gets $50K for her charity, which is Operation
Again,
Smile.
so she's now
Yeah.
raised how much for them? 100,000?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think she
I
got
think
50
so.
last time too, didn't she?
Yeah, it's been typically.
I think she
50,
did.
Yeah.
And remember, she
Wow.
said that, I mean, directly, that if that operation costs $240,
It's a whole lot of
yeah, that's a lot of kids.
Good on you, Brooke.
Yeah. So yeah, well, anyway, Lisa says that she did that. The losing team, Carson's team, and as well as when they utilized Boy George, they did not take any of the viewers on a journey into using the product, seeing the product in their lives.
I agree with
this is
that.
what you can do.
Exactly.
Like you mentioned, Allison, like taking it with you, traveling, like there's just the versatility
On
of something
tour.
like that.
Whatever, yeah.
Like that's something that they really could have played up. Like you can take you never have to worry about making an excuse. You can take this wherever. You can even put this next to your desk at your office, and it's
Ooh,
discreet.
that would have been a good point.
It's discreet. It's small. It's not heavy. They could have done so much with that.
They should have shown one of the fitness models sitting at a desk.
Doing it.
Oh
Yeah, that's genius, Grant.
yeah. Why not? I mean, I always like fidget with things. Like, I like stress balls.
You
and
could
stuff.
just do that
You
thing
know
now.
what I mean? Like,
You get one of those,
when I'm on the
Grant.
phone. I'm always
He
on the
needs
phone.
one. Hey, can we get him one, please?
Yeah, I'm not paying for that, but
I was speaking to the Apprentice producers.
yeah, I'm not paying for that. All right,
Great.
thank you.
Aw, thanks,
I like
Steve.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you. So what else can we say? Lisa. So Lisa Leslie did not tell Carson about what was going on, all this action in the truck. She wasn't filling him in, so that was preventing them from changing the direction of the show.
Like I would have been like, there are no sales. There are no sales. There are no sales.
Just do something else. Do something else. Do something different.
I'm
Stop
coming
doing
out.
what you're doing.
I'm coming out, and you're going to introduce me now.
Yeah.
Something.
I was surprised when Arnold said that, because I was like, wait a minute, you never abandon your post. You never give up on a job and like and halfway through like the task. So when he encouraged her to be like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm getting on that set and I'm storming and changing everything on air on a live show. Like I was really surprised that was a recommendation. But I guess
I mean, they could have done it in a way where it's like, if he knew that there was no sales, he should have been like, you know what? And producer
And
Lisa
actually,
Leslie is back in the show.
backstage we have.
Yeah. And just figured it out. Because
Any one of them
really,
could have made that decision.
who the hell cares what she's doing back in that truck, right? Like,
not
get up
much.
there, Lisa Leslie, and be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever used. You know, when I'm playing basketball, I need to keep everything tight. And this resistance is just, it's out of control resistance, people. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. That was
I want to hire
was-
you to sell it now.
Oh, happy to do it, folks.
Yes.
Happy to do it. Yeah, no, I was sad because I was like, I agree. Lisa should have probably been up there.
Yeah.
So sad for Carson. I really was hopeful.
Yeah.
I was hopeful.
They did point out that like Boy George, they said like your segment was too short and you should have like used the park. I feel like Boy George just stood there holding his picture.
Kinda.
Like, hi, I'm here. I'm still here. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Who needs a song?
Yes, that's what I do. Can I interest anyone in a song? Well, no,
So-
again, like we've said, he could have related it back to the product easily.
Yeah, Carson knew. I thought that he knew that he was going to be let go. He sat when they were going back and forth on selling protein powder for like the third time. Carson had his arms crossed. His body language, he was just like, I know. He did try to speak up for himself, but he got cut off. And then as soon as he was cut off, he never said another word. It's like when you get in trouble and you're like, all right, I'm just going to take it.
Yeah.
It's happening. I can't turn it around.
Well,
And I
don't
think he knew there was no scapegoat. You know, he wasn't
Right.
willing to throw one of his
Yeah.
other team members under the bus just to save himself.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, what? He was certainly not going to throw Boy George under because that was his idea anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't, I mean, the whole Lisa Leslie thing, he knew he probably should have had her up
Yeah,
there. So,
she said her to
what was he
say.
going to
Argue
do?
with it.
His hands were
Yeah.
totally tied.
Yet the double firing occurred.
Whoa!
Yes.
Out of nowhere.
Yes, I didn't know they were doing. I forgot that they were doing a double firing this week. I mean, who can keep track? The show is just so quick.
Did they tell it? I don't even remember if they told
I
us
think
that
it was
last
in the
week.
promo.
Because I know it was
Didn't
the
I
week
tease it?
before with the double.
I think I teased it last week. It said next week we're doing a double
Mm-hmm.
elimination. Who knows? Anyway, so so Lisa's out. And then so is Carson. Goodbye. So
Aw,
Team Prima.
Sad to see you go, Carson.
Team Prima. Now that is a one screwed up team. Like that is just not a team you want to be on. You know.
You know what my first reaction was? Oh, Carson can come back in Last Chance Kitchen. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's Top Chef. He doesn't have a chance. And then I got really sad. Then I knew it was really over for him.
Well, I look forward to the ends when they bring people back on to help them with the tasks,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that Carson will be back on.
Oh, yes.
I have a feeling. I don't know anything, but I have a feeling that like why not? Like,
Yes.
why wouldn't you want to utilize him? I mean, he's so charismatic and so creative. So
I think we'll see them
bring it
all
on.
back.
I hope so. You know, I'm sure Kyle Richards would definitely come back.
Well, and I assume it's part of their contract, too. You know, even if
Yeah.
you get eliminated, you come back for the
Yeah.
specific date for the finale.
Right. Yeah, I know we're down to just seconds, but I want to take a look at some news and gossip really quickly because Christy works on this, and I want to do it.
We'll breeze through it.
Yes.
So Arnold says, even though he forced everyone to call him governor, he gave an interview this morning and he says, I have no interest in running for any kind of office ever again. He says he's been there, done that, and it ain't happening again. So, and of course, he could never be president anyway, but we've said that about a lot of people. So, Portia Williams has landed a role, former Celebrity Apprentice star, Portia Williams has landed a role on Lee Daniels' show Star, which I
Oh,
believe is
wow.
on Fox. She posted a photo of doing some VO in a studio, and she says, kind of stay tuned, she'll reveal what episode she's in. So,
Good for her. That's a
yeah.
really big show right now. I'm happy
It's the
for
same
her.
one that Paris Jackson is in talks to appear on.
Yes, yes.
So we shall see. Meanwhile, Layla Ali also talking to the press, and she said, we were wondering about this at the beginning. Now, she has been asked to do the show multiple times before. So they wanted her, and she said she did it this time because it was new and different and fresh, and probably because it was in LA. Let's be real.
A change of
last
scenery
little
and a change
tidbit.
of people.
Yeah. Speaking of change of scenery, Brooke, we heard about this booty burn class that she does in Malibu. She's now taken the class also to New York City. And to kind of explain why is Brooke Burke teaching an aerobics class, well, it sounds like this is something where she's teamed up with the Poise brand. And this workout
Underwear?
focuses exactly. That's the disposable underwear thingy. And she says that the workout is to focus on teaching women to engage their core and pelvic muscles to prevent light bladder leakage. So there's a whole Poise tie-in.
that what it is?
It's a sponsored thing by Brooke Burke, something else she's hawking. And you can take that class if you are in Malibu or NYC.
Okay.
But wait, you have to take the class and you have to wear poise pads?
I it doesn't say anywhere here that is
Pads
a
optional.
requirement.
Pads optional.
It's like,
They're trying to prevent you from having to use them. Is the idea.
But I feel like that doesn't make
Lord, I
sense
don't
either,
know.
because then
'Cause
they're
they're
going to go out of
selling it to
business.
you, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It's a light bladder leakage awareness.
okay, well,
Program.
Brooke, you keep making that money, girl. Good for you. Whatever.
home. Bring it home.
Yes. All right, where can we keep up with all of you guys and talk more about the new Celebrity Apprentice?
Hey, well, we don't have many episodes left, so hurry up and hit me up at Christy Reports.
You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean.
And you guys can find me on my podcast, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk. A new one came out today. We're talking
Woo!
about Judy Garland is on the move. Yes, you heard me
Oh.
right. Yes, some
yes.
reality TV, a lot of like Bravo stuff. So it's interesting. Check it out if you're interested. And please follow me on Twitter at Grants__rants. We appreciate all the great comments. Please keep them coming and keep it positive. We need some good positive energy.
Yes!
in the world. Let's do it. We'll be back next week with more Celebrity Apprentice.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.